Well, Paul, never got a chance to talk to you after the game against Institute on Tuesday night, but maybe if I can go a little bit further back. Transfer window, are you glad to see the back of it?
I will. We could have been doing another striker, to be honest with you. Obviously, with Tiernan going out, that kind of happened quite quick within a week. The fact we got Michael on was a bonus. But now we've lost young Mearns, we needed games to coke, and Brandon, the Ballyclare, we're a wee bit light there, but apart from that, I'm really happy with the squad and what we've got.
So you're fairly happy with the business done then in January.
January, there was decent for what we needed.
So you're back to the hen run on Saturday. It's only 7 short weeks since our last visit there, but quite a few changes in personnel for both clubs. The big one, obviously, involving both clubs being Michael McClellan. Trying to add a wee bit of spice to the afternoon and Saturday, isn't it?
I think it will, obviously. The Duns haven't been too happy the way Michael's left. That's the same way as we weren't happy when he left in the summer. So it does swing in roundabouts. But Michael's, I can understand why they were disappointed because he's been excellent for Dundela. I know he's obviously leading goal scorer in the league, and he's picked up with us where he's left off with the Duns. So I can understand their disappointment because Michael's probably the outstanding goal scorer in the league at this level. So we're glad we have him and we need him, and obviously it's going to be an interesting derby match on Saturday.
And you're fortunate that one kind of dropping into your lap, if I can put it that way, with Tiernan exiting the club.
Right. Well, since Michael's got history here and he's played here and he knows the culture, and I know him a lot of years as well. So it was, as you say, handy that with Tiernan leaving because that was a big blow at the time. But Michael's helped Michael's helped soften it.
I know you've been at Blanchflower now for a few seasons. Does the derby feel extra special, even the Londonderry man?
Okay, it does. You know the importance of it. Obviously, the two teams, bragging rights, etc. Obviously the community, people knowing each other, and it is a big game. And it's not like no other game in terms of the emotion around it and the interest in it. So if you don't be at your very best in every aspect of what's needed in terms of your physical game and your tactical game, then you'll come wanting. So we have to be at our very best to try and get any type of result on Saturday.
And more added spice too, on top of that, even with both clubs really going for promotion, if I'm allowed to use the P word.
Well, in fairness, the Dons have been brilliant the last couple of years in terms of their results. They've been up there about the championship. They're a good, experienced championship team, as are the Welders. In fairness, but we have obviously went back to the drawing board this season with a young team, and then by and large it's worked quite well. But we know that the Duns they've got a lot of experience on there. They've got a lot of quality players who can do you damage on the day. So as I says, we have to be at our very best to get anything out of the hen run because it's a very difficult venue for any team going there.
But you could do it because you've done it already this season.
We've done it a couple of times now, in fairness, and I think when I came in, there hadn't been when we came in, there hadn't been a derby one in a number of years, but now we've managed to do a couple. But as I says, I'm under no illusions. Like you could go on. Our form's good, obviously, and you can go on and lose like the Duns did at the Christmas time. I think they were in an unbeaten run of 8 or 9 matches as well, and we beat them. So all form goes out the window. You have to be at your very best, and if you're not, then you come, as I says, you come short.
So, still in Saturday, if I can ask you about the health of the squad, you've Robbo back in the bench, you've Sean O'Kane getting close, I believe. Stephen Ball's getting there, but obviously he won't be there on Saturday. Maybe ask you about Ronan Wilson too. So, how's the squad shaping up health wise?
Well, Ronan's seen a specialist this week, and we got a bit of good news that he's got a problem with his joint on his ligament, and we're hoping that he's going to get that fixed by an injection. The specialist seems to think so. So Ronan could be back for the run-in, which would be perfect because he's up until his injury at Christmas time. He's one of our better players and really consistent performer. Robbo now he's got a couple of games on his belt, so I'm delighted for him. He's got back to what he should be after a kind of testing month for him, but he's now on track. Sean O'Kane's just back, and again, Sean is a good player and probably will be needed badly for the run-in because he's a warrior and places like Saturday, you need people like Sean O'Kane, but the only downside is he hasn't played much football, he hasn't played any football, so he needs games. And as you say, Stephen Ball now will be in the pitch next week. He's seen a specialist, so he's getting the all clear to start training, which will be good. And then hopefully we get him back or get him ready to play after that minor operation he's had. And he'll give us that opportunity to give another dimension up a pitch and what we need in terms of our aggressive attack and play. And he has got that ability to do that. So we're looking forward to welcome Stephen on the pitch and training on games.
Okay, so listen, we never had the chance to speak after the draw at the Brandywell on Tuesday night. Your thoughts on that one?
Well, it was a difficult game in terms of we put so much into the Anna game, and we were excellent in the game, and a lot of running. The stats showing that in the vests. So maybe with the travel and Institute at home, who are always a formidable opponent, and they've got good young players as well. Maybe the performance was a wee bit lacking in what I would like, but the players know that. It wasn't deliberate. I think it was just, as this is, with all the circumstances that I mentioned. And the fact that we got a draw out, it was really pleasing because it's a difficult venue and we could have came up wanting. But as this is, these games now going on to these number, I think it's 7 fixtures now, you want to try and be as competitive as you can in every game. And I thought for large parts we were against Stute. And I was really happy with the effort, even though, as I says, we did look leggy, but that's no fault of the players. It's just the circumstances that they find themselves.
You're probably expecting to go on and win it after you went one up.
Well, we could have managed it better, in fairness. I was worried at the half time that we didn't close the ball quick enough in large parts in the first half, and I kind of suited Stute. And it was they had a tough game on Saturday against Lamavati as well, so in particular Lamavati's heavy pitch, so it was no excuse. I thought we should have done it better, and we didn't do that second half. And that's how it resulted in the goal. Our line was a bit high and we had no pressure on the ball. And if you've no pressure on the ball in your half, defensive half, and they've got a free pass and a free run, then you're asking for trouble if the line's high because the distances is there between that and the goal. And that's what happened. And we didn't normally, Jack, in fairness, a couple of times it's happened in previous games as Paul Dusuk was saved, but he couldn't get it on Tuesday. So, but as this is, I was more happy that we got out of there with a point.
I know we talked about Michael before, but it was a real fox in the box goal, wasn't it?
Aye, well, that's what he does. He knows nobody better than his predatory instincts, and he loves that. He loves off it. And I'm delighted that he scored 3 goals in 2 games now, and long may it continue. He's a leading goal scorer in the league, and I know he's trying to get that accolade of being the highest goal scorer, so fair play to him.
I think the Stute are going through a little bit of a period where they're maybe playing some not bad stuff, but they're not collecting that many points. But they looked like a side the other night who will take points off better teams.
No, they will, and they'll take them away as well. They've got good young players, and he's got a nice variant on there, and he's added well to a couple of players that maybe we were looking at as well in the window. So I think they'll definitely push for the top 6. There's no question about that. And they, as you say, they will be a formidable opponent for anybody, and anybody who goes to Brandywell and gets a point there or points there will be fully deserving of them.
Somebody we haven't talked about, Ewan McCoubry. For me, a big performance on Tuesday night. He seemed to just pop up everywhere.
Nice. It's unbelievable. So he's can't speak highly enough about him. He's athlete. He's his own worst enemy at times because he doesn't know how good he could be as well. Great effort for the team, attack and play, defensive play. He's, for a small man, he's good in the air. He's good one-on-one defender, and for a 20-year-old, he's definitely got a bright future in the game, and he's one that we have high hopes for. Obviously, he enjoys his football here, and he's got better. Obviously, it helps that he's got a regular run of games, but outstanding young player, an outstanding young man.
So maybe moving on from Institute, we were just looking at the fixture chaos in March. You don't have a game for 2 weeks. Then you're scheduled to play 5 and 15 days and then have another 10-day window with no game. Seems a bit crazy at the business end of the season, that, no?
It is, in fairness, and it's sometimes the fixtures are dictated by the home team, which is crazy. But as you rightly say, we had requested a game against Ballamard on the 29th, and now they're trying to make us travel up midweek, so it's something we're definitely going to have to look at. But 5 games of 15 days is too much for a part-time team. And as this is particularly with travel, then it's not really, but as this is, it's the nature of the game, but it's something we're going to definitely have to look at, and it's something that we will be addressing.
Okay, Paul. Good luck on Saturday. It promises to be another tense afternoon.
It will be. It definitely will be. It's a derby match, and as I says, anything can happen on a derby game.
Yep. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.